Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, my name is Matt. I hope you got your wine.
And I'm Jamie, and I hope you got your ice. And welcome
to M&J today. Cheers, baby.
Cheers. Back again, Friday.
Oh, that rosé, baby.
Oh, Good
that
Friday, by the way. Did you have a holiday
it is
today?
Good Friday. Yeah, it's Good Friday. We actually just got back from a ramen shop, and there was a bunch of people parked outside. Good Friday.
Nice. I had a pretty good day.
I don't know what Good Friday really means, but I know it's a day.
Good Friday is based around the Bible, right? So that's the whole Easter thing, and I don't want to get into that because that's a whole can of worms. So we won't start that.
Good thing it was a Bible thing because I can't read, so we won't even go there. Right.
So I think this episode wraps. Anyways, how you doing? Let's start off with that.
Freaking good. Another week. I got a phone call. Go back to work the 17th. So no more of this low life shit. 2 weeks 17th. Left and I'm back.
How you feeling about that though?
It's always nerve wracking, like you do the job. I've done the job now for 4 years. This is my 5th season. Like, I know the job, quote unquote, but it's like every year you have a new academy, and it's like it feels like a brand new thing, even though you've done it. So this year's a 2-week academy again, and it's just 2 weeks of like mental mind fuck. It's go bunch of paperwork, fill out a bunch of shit, then you do all your like physical trainings, like or not physical trainings, I mean like your skill trainings, like put on your gear, how fast can you do it, make sure you do it in time, throw your ladders, hose lays, all these different evolutions. And then there's 2 written tests. You have a hazmat test, which is now 100 questions, and then you have a basic firefighter test, which is 100 questions. Pass or fail, you get 3 attempts. And then the second week, we're like rolling into a firefighter 1 course. So if you finish the week, they're putting you up for like eligibility to go to a class and like take a test to get your firefighter 1, which is now needed to promote. So I don't know. It's always stressful.
You're going to be busy. You're going to be busy.
It's going to be busy next 2 weeks, Monday through Friday for 2 weeks straight.
Damn. I mean, I ain't even on that level. No. I've just been going day to day, man. Just doing my regular duties, dad duties and shit. So
it's gonna go back to craziness. But what about you? How are you? Life, work?
I'm good. Life's on the upturn, so that's good. Just taking it day by day, man. That's all I can do. Had a good day with my kiddos today. We got the bikes all prepped and went for a nice little bike ride, and yeah, it was good.
How's the bike feel? You feel like it gives you a workout, or is it just enjoyable for you?
Well, the bike. So my bike is like a $300 Walmart bike. It is. Oh. It's not anything fancy. It's not
like
electric.
A Next bike or a Mongoose.
It's I can't. It's kind of like a Mongoose, but not. Okay. I forget the name, but it's in that category of basically cheap fucking bikes. But I like it and prefer it that way because it gives you a workout. You know what I mean? Like last summer I got the bike and I bought probably double the money on how much the bike was worth in accessories for the bike and stuff, like Bluetooth speakers and a phone case and all that fun stuff. And I just went on bike rides, man. I put the kids to bed at 8:30 and I was gone from 8:45 till 11:30 midnight. And I would just drive around with my little light, driving through the wilderness. Yeah. So
now, do you have like rolling hills or anything where you are, or is it generally flat?
Oh yeah. So where I'm at is kind of the highest point of the city. Mm-hmm. So when I go on my rides, I'm going down a hill like this to get to my ride, and then at the end of the ride coming up a hill like that. So it's and the gears in those Walmart bikes, maybe 4 out of the 9 work. Yeah. So it's a good workout. It's a good workout for sure.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I've never had like a expensive bike, like a crazy bike. I've always wanted like a really nice one. The wife and I are thinking about getting like nice ones and going riding. But when I ride bikes, man, it's more of just like to get out, and it's like enjoyable. And I've always been the guy that's like, once you learn how to ride a bike, you never forget, for me. And like where my wife's like nervous to get back on a bicycle. She's like, I don't remember. I'm like, well, it's that easy. It's just getting on and going. For me, it's enjoyable. I mean, I can make it a workout if I want to, but like at work, we used to go as a crew and ride bikes, and we'd go really like way too far. But yeah, now it's just enjoyable. It's a good time.
Nice. Yeah, I like it. I like it. So
That's good.
Gotta stay healthy, right? At some point.
Trying to.
So let's get back into, so the end of the second episode there, we were sloshed, to say the least. That was probably the most drunk I've been on a podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is how you know you're a little too drunk for the podcast. I call it the cast for some reason, like it's cool lingo. I don't think it is, but this is how you know you're too drunk for the cast, is when you get off and you don't know what the fuck you talked about.
Yep.
Like, yep. You get off and you're almost nervous to hear what the podcast.
I hear that. Like when I go into editing it, I'm like, oh man.
Oh, dude, we're screwed now.
But I think we do a pretty good job of keeping things rolling, and there's actually not much to edit out, and all the funny shit, keep it in, right?
Yeah, keep it all in. Yeah,
so, whatever.
Soon maybe we can compile like bloopers, because I know we got some bloopers.
Oh, we got some bloopers.
The intros are always hard for you.
Yeah, I find it very difficult.
I never know what to say. Anyways, though, so where do we leave off at? So we're doing so just so the viewers know, is every episode is going to be similar. That way you can kind of know where we're going. We have the 15-minute. You want to explain that?
The 15-minute buzz that we ended at?
Yep.
So how that works essentially is we both crack a bottle of wine at the start of the podcast. We then drink said wine. And he's got a head start, it looks like, but he's got a
no. This thing is massive.
He's got a bigger cup than me. I'm just using a little one, but
yeah.
The objective and the goal is to finish your bottle first, so you can call out the 15-minute buzz, which 100%. Gives the other person that still has wine an opportunity to inject a category or something that they want to talk about, and open that up, and then that leads into the next podcast. So, with that being said, podcast 2 at the end there. We were kind of getting into it a little bit, not heated, but we were just getting into it with a back and forth.
Yep.
We initially started on the 50-minute buzz about 9/11, and that quickly turned into gun control.
I don't even know. I listened back to it, so now I know. But when I got off, I was like, did we talk about guns? When did we talk about guns?
I don't even know how we led into that, but I think I had brought up, just like for curiosity, if you heard about the shooting, I think, and that is what.
Oh, the new shooting in our area.
The one that got into it a little bit, but
yeah,
there's been some crazy stuff going on. Like, have you been listening to the news?
I mean, I try not to, but yeah, I hear a lot of it. Yeah,
there was
TikTok, for instance, is a huge outlet for that, right? I mean, I see all my shit on TikTok.
I know you're not happy about that right now.
Yeah. But what's the news that you heard? I got to hear it. I got to know now.
I can't remember what county it was, but there's like a town of 1,500 people, like not very big at all. And they found 3 teenagers shot to death. Like it's
Florida.
Crazy. Was it Florida? Yes, you did hear about that.
It just happened. Yep.
Yeah. So like that, and I don't know if you heard about the where was that other one with Brian Kohlberger?
Oh God! Idaho.
Yeah.
Idaho. Yep. It was the Idaho mystery for like the longest time, and then they got caught. It was the Brian guy, and now, did you know that now they're like filling his MO with other people that have died, like other murders, and they're actually like linking him with other possible murders, bro. Yeah, like he could be the next big serial freaking like murder. Like this guy could be huge.
Yeah, they're trying to link it to like possible everything that fits the MO, like killings with a knife.
100%.
Everything that looks and fits the crime. I don't want to say anything too much because he's innocent until proven guilty, but
exactly.
It looks fucking crazy if he's not guilty. But anyways,
he's definitely guilty of the guys in Idaho, though. I feel that 100%. I know he hasn't been tried yet, but I mean, with all the evidence out there and everything, he's guilty of those murders at least.
Well, the gag order,
but I think he's guilty of those murders.
The gag order in place there doesn't allow for much like deliberation on that kind of stuff. But there was one recent thing that I seen on TikTok that through the grapevine, somebody had said that he was actually caught with an ID of one of the co-eds. So
one of the girls in his freaking apartment, man, with an ID of theirs.
That's crazy. So that trial comes in June. So I'm gonna be hawk-eyed on that one, man.
I really want that. So for the Florida one, 2 guys were arrested.
I didn't know that.
One is on the run. Yeah, so 2 guys arrested and 1 on the run, and it was 3 teens in Marion, Marin County, Florida sheriffs. I don't know, but yeah. So they said that there's 1 guy on the loose still, but it happened Friday. Oh man, 2 boys aged 12 and 17 were arrested.
12 and 17. Oh
man, that's crazy. Arrested at their home. Wow. Yeah. So and there's a $10,000 reward out right now for the other guy, and I guess they.
And he's a teen as well.
He is a teen as well, and his name is Bruton, and there's a $10,000 reward out right now for him. They already know who he is.
That's so. If we go back to the whole ending of episode 2 there, when we were talking about gun control, like, where does a 12-year-old get a weapon, other than his parents' house? But
so they say that these guys could be, gang members or future gang members, and they'd actually robbed a car of a legal gun owner, right? And so the sheriff is actually he is very livid because a lot of guys were like, more gun laws, and the sheriff was like, straight up in the interview, if you watch the sheriff, he like looks at the reporter like, oh really? Like more, like strengthen the gun laws that we already have, right? Right, because criminals can't get guns. And that's the thing, is like a lot of people don't understand is like, in a place where guns have been so readily available and we have been really, really strict on guns. And yeah, maybe they haven't been as strict as people think that they should be, but the gun laws have been really strict. And like, even in California, like you only can buy like 2 rifles a month or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they have like really like tightened up on how many firearms you can buy and everything. And the type of guns and ammo and all these things you can get and how much ammo. And now they're like tracking ammo. But the sheriff was very heated, and he's like, why would we put more gun laws on our citizens so they can't protect themselves when enemies, or I don't say enemies, I should say like criminals will always have access to a firearm. Always. They'll get it. They'll steal it. They'll get it off the black market. They'll go to Mexico and get one. Like there's a way.
So that's why
they're saying that 3 days, 3 different shootings. Thursday, a 16-year-old was shot and killed. Friday, a 17-year-old was shot and killed. And Saturday, a 16-year-old was found dead.
But one of them was found inside the car of the first victim.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But reminiscing, because looking back and listening to the podcast, like you were defending the point of basically having rights to own the kind of weapons that we're talking about. ARs, right? Now I know it's not meaning automatic rifles, right? From listening back to that, assault rifles, right? But I was thinking about that, and you're 100% right from what you were talking about. And from what I mean by that is you were kind of stating your case, how if you have rights to own a type of gun like that, if you're going to use a type of gun like that for hunting or something like that, that is your right. And I was 100%. Thinking the whole time, I'm like, but why is that a thing? Why do you need those? And, why are they out there for people to get their hands on these to go and shoot up a school? But now that I'm thinking about it, you're 100% right. They're going to find that gun regardless. And if it's not an AR, it's going to be something else, and they're still going to do damage. It doesn't matter.
Yep. 100%.
So I think the real question is,
yeah. What's the real question? I got to hear it.
I think the real question is what can they do to protect schools from this happening in the first place?
Dude, I don't know. Because I've said before, like armed teachers, or like my school in my hometown where I grew up had one officer, a police officer who worked for the city police department with a canine dog, and he was always there. That was his job. That was his 9 to 5, was to show up at our high school Monday at 8 till 5. That was his job. That was literally his job. And when we all went to class, he'd walk the locker rooms. When we all got out of class, he would just chill in the courtyard. He'd just sit there and chill. If there was a fight, he would go. If there was anything crazy, he'd go. If there was a traffic infraction out front, he would go. And they don't have to call the city or the sheriffs for that. The city cop just does it, right? The campus cop just goes. That was great. Like the violence, the drugs and everything. Like in my hometown, like weed is very prevalent. Like everyone grew weed where I grew up. Like literally everyone, like we were the capital of marijuana, right? So everyone had it. Every kid had it. Literally every kid's parent grew it or smoked it. So kids would just bring it to school. Like, look what I got. Woo. You know what I mean? And so I think having that cop that really did, just one police officer died down that drugs and the violence so much, because just with the presence there, like, hey, I'm going to beat you up. But like, you know, like, when that cop's gone, you know what I mean? Like maybe if schools just hired 1 or 2 cops, like bigger schools, like San Francisco schools or Florida schools or Texas schools, 2 cops, 2 campus cops with a canine, just there, just a presence. Because I feel like that will deter a lot. But so, this is the thing, is crazy people like to do crazy things, and they see the news and they get like, oh, I could be the next, you know, Oklahoma bomber. I could do that. And they see that there's like those signs that say no guns allowed. But all that does is keep the honest American from protecting other honest Americans. But people with, you know, crazy mindsets see that and go, oh, a bunch of innocent people that can't even do anything about this. Watch this. And they go in there and they just do crazy things.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do it. And most of them we can't even talk to because they've been, you know, they're now, you know, killed or whatever, you know, expired, I like to say.
I can kind of relate with that too. So if you bring that into like my field with security, so when you have cameras and stuff, you know, you can have your house as Fort Knox or whatever. You can have all these security sensors and everything. But honestly, the thing that protects a home the most is having that little tiny sign right on your front lawn that somebody sees, and that deters somebody. You know, like I would say like 70% of the time, right? So in reality, the way you look at it with having, an armed guard or something at every school, you know, would be beneficial. And I think it would, because it may not prevent everything, but it may stop, you know, 1, 2 out of 10 from thinking about that.
Like you said, it won't stop everything, but the crazy, like out of mind, out of pocket crimes, it would stop. And see, this cop was smart. He was brilliant. When he showed up, he, you know, the term is like big dick. He'd big dick the school. He would park his car right in front of the campus, right in front of the steps to go up to the school. He'd park his police unit right there. Bam. So when you pull into the school to go up to the school, there's a cop car right off the bat. So you're already like, there's cops here at this school? What the hell? Why is there cops here? He works here. This is his job. This is actually funny you say that about security cameras, because me and the wife don't live in a sketchy neighborhood, but we live close to a sketchy neighborhood. So we like got really into this Ring camera, and like we're all about Ring, and we registered for Ring, and we got a front driveway camera and a front door camera and a back door camera. Like we're like, you know, like you said, locked up like Fort Knox. And there's the crazy guy inside who likes guns, whatever. But there's literally a guy cased us out the other day, like 2 days ago. This like crazy tweaker dude was on a bicycle and cased us. He was like sitting on the edge of the block, and luckily we had a camera so we could see this, but we had to go talk to our tax guy and like handle some things with taxes. And we left and our phones went off, motion in your driveway. Well, then our phone went off again and said, there's a person in your driveway. And we're like, what the hell? So we pulled up, and there's this guy on a bicycle, and he's like casing our front door, and he's like looking, and he's like going up to our walkway and then coming back, and he like set something down on our walkway. So our front camera, you can like speak through it and hear everything, like hear the audio. So I was like talking to the dude through the camera, like, hey, like, well, what the hell are you doing there, dude? Like if you don't leave the property, the cops are going to be called. They're going to be there in a minute. And of course, we're like in traffic now, stuck. I'm like, I want to go back and kick this guy's ass, but I'm stuck in traffic. So how do I deter him? The cops are coming. Well, he like stopped everything he was doing and was like looking around, because he just, this tweaker dude, I'm telling you, he's like high on drugs. Yeah. He just heard this voice talking, and he's like looking around, and we see him on the camera, and I'm like, yeah, you buddy, I see you. You're on camera. And he's like, he like looks up at the camera and then he like looks down and like grabs his bike and just slowly starts pedaling away. But it's like, if we didn't have that, that dude would have done whatever the hell he wanted to do. Like literally whatever he wanted to do.
Even like nowadays with having cameras, even they got balls, man. Like
balls.
Regardless if you had cameras or not, it was probably you talking to him that made him leave. If there was cameras there, he wouldn't have gave a fuck, right?
No.
You know, it's I don't know. It's crazy.
There's 2 cameras there. And we have a sticker out. There's a sticker that says Ring, protected by Ring. You know what I mean? So like this dude didn't care about he's like, oh, cameras aren't gonna catch me. I'm homeless. I sleep in the freaking creek. You're never gonna find me. You know what I mean? Like
cops probably know him anyways, right? Like
they know, and they don't want to deal with him. And that's the thing, dude, is our neighbor. I won't say anything bad, but our neighbor likes to call the cops, right? And the cops have literally told her before, like, we're not coming out there. Like, we understand your concern and your reasoning, but like, we are understaffed and we cannot send a patrol unit out to your house. Like, if you fear for your life, we'll send a cop. But your circumstances, just someone stealing your planter, and that's what happened. Someone stole her planter and was in her property and scared the living shit out of her. And the cops were like, yeah, they stole a planter. Like, let it be. Like, buy a new plant. Like, we're not sending a unit out there. What? What? You would think when you call the cops, they'd be like, be right there, ma'am. Just for peace of mind, presence. Nope, not anymore. I mean, not anymore. Cops are like...
If they have a track record, though, like if she has a habit of calling them for like minuscule things.
She does.
Yeah. So I can see their position, you know. I don't know. Yeah. It's crazy. I just think, you know, gun control... What is gun control? You're gonna limit people with the rights to bear arms. Like I see your perspective now, and it doesn't matter what kind of legalities you put on this kind of stuff. They're gonna find a weapon.
100%.
You know, it's unfortunate that people are taking one of these guns, and you know, I know my school where my kids are in right now. There's a video doorbell, and the doors lock. Right. Oh, wow. So you have to hit the doorbell and they have to see who you are before they can let you in and unlock the door and then you come in. But if you look at the video of that school shooting, that wouldn't have mattered. No. Like she shot right through the glass. Yep. She was in there in 10 seconds. Yep. You know, it saddens me because, and I'm in Canada and it still scares the shit out of me, man. Like it scares the shit out of me that somebody can just, you know, in 1 minute gain entry to something like that, and you know, life as you know it is over.
Very imminent. Very imminent. You know what I mean? Doom is imminent. It is sad. It is sad. And like everyone's like, aren't you scared? Well, first of all, I don't think we're gonna have kids, me and my wife. But like, second of all, like I do fear for other people's kids because there is a possibility. But here's the deal. And this is just my perspective, and everyone has a different perspective. You don't have to listen to me. Do your research. Find out about guns and criminals and cartel and all these different people and gang members. But for me, if you take guns away from all upstanding American citizens who paid their taxes, go to work, and can legally go in and buy a firearm to go shooting, to go hunting, just to freaking have the thing so they feel safe, and you take those away from those people, I'm telling you right now, the next Joe, Dick, or Harry is going to get a gun somehow, some way, right? Or he's going to have one from his grandpapa way back when, and that guy's going to lose a screw, and no one's going to know that that's his gun. He can go kill 10 people and ditch that gun, and that gun's never traced to him, registered to him.
Yeah.
But I don't have a gun now. I can't protect myself. If someone comes to my home, I can't protect them. Like, I don't know. It's just me. I think it's our right. It's in our amendments. Why would you come after me for something that I can do that I've done nothing wrong, right? They always say it takes one person to fuck up and ruin it for everybody.
Yeah.
Why would you come after me for someone else's fuck up? Because dude, it's crazy to me to think that you're going to go harm a bunch of children. That's insane to me.
I think
especially as a fireman, that's insane.
Yeah. The thing that kind of gets me a little bit is like, if you put the US and Canada, you know, head to head, like we don't have that stuff here hardly. Right. And
no,
our gun laws are a little bit stricter than yours.
Yeah.
At the same point in time, we still have them. You know, there's people since banned weapons, like 6-7 years ago, they got banned and restricted. People still have them. They didn't report them that they have them, you know? So it's no difference, but I don't understand how like so much of that can happen in the United States and, hardly anything in Canada or Australia or something like that. That's what boggles my mind.
Yeah,
it really does. And I think it goes back to leadership, and
100%. Yeah, I think so too. Right now, our leadership sucks. And I mean, we probably spend a whole podcast on our leadership here right now, right?
This is
insane. This is insane, you guys.
Insane.
I feel like such a bitch now.
Matt.
Fucking got me. Yeah. Okay, back to it. Back to the podcast.
Bottle check.
Oh. Here. From here to there in one cup, because this motherfucker's big. Look at the size of this bitch.
So I got about 1 cup left, and I got this much left. So we're almost at the limit. So it's gonna be a race.
Whoever finishes first makes the other person pick the topic, right?
Whoever finishes first.
No, all the way around.
No.
If I finish first, you have to pick the topic.
Yes.
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 All right. I am last glass in.
This is it. Hey.
All right.
Hey. Bucko.
Oh, bottle check.
I'm empty.
Me as well.
No, I emptied first, so 15 minutes.
No. We still got this.
Ah, right. You're right.
Right?
You're right.
Right?
You're right. You're right.
All right.
Back to where we were, gun control. So you guys banned guns about 7 years ago, but not all guns. So you didn't know that a semi-automatic rifle was just an AR. That's what I'm trying to tell people, is people think that ARs are these big, nasty, scary firearms. Bro, a marksman rifle in Call of Duty is an AR.
It really makes sense now. Like all the explanations that you were doing on the second episode there, like you were defending it so much, and it was kind of aggravating me a little bit, to be honest. And,
right.
And now that we have talked about this, and episode 3 has basically been the majority of the gun control stuff, blows my mind, because I always thought that was a sniper rifle, like a dumbed down version of a sniper rifle, and didn't understand that the correlation between the two. So that blows my mind. And gun control is not going to solve it.
No.
To be honest, you got me in your in your box. So
here's the deal. And the last topic I'll talk about it on until we go on to the next topic. But if okay, this is crazy, but if you take away ARs altogether, right? So say California gets their way and they ban AR-15s, right? These crazy firearms, right? Well, guess what? The next school shooting will not be with an AR, right? It'll be with an M1 Grand, right? Or it will be with a different type of assault rifle now, and they'll classify that next gun as an assault rifle. But it's just a semi-automatic marksman rifle.
So right? I'm gonna ask you a question. This is going off Warzone because I have no knowledge of it, basically. But
yeah,
I was in the Gulag once, and there was a gun that we got, and we dropped in, like after I won the Gouge, we dropped in, and it was I swear it was a semi-automatic pistol.
Okay. Yep.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. All pistols are semi-automatic. Every single
pistol. All pistols.
What makes a pistol a semi-automatic is the loading system, right? The cycling of the firearm, right? So it is a it's like a so that every time you fire the pistol, right, it chambers the next round. So it cycles the gun and puts the next one in.
Gotcha.
One trigger pull allows the gun to do one full cycle. That cycle is bang, eject, reload, right?
Gotcha.
Or cycle. Now it's a semi-auto. If you put a switch in there, which in United States, normally, unless you have a certain classification, and only some states, Utah, Texas, Arizona, Florida, only some states have it to where you can actually go in and get this certain license, right? You can put a switch on a gun, which eliminates that cycling feature, which makes it a fully automatic, which makes it to where there's no rebound. You pull the trigger down, right? You suppress the trigger and it just goes. That's fully automatic. But all of our firearms in California are semi-automatic. Every single one. You pull the trigger, it cycles. You have to release the trigger and go back.
Gotcha.
Just like our ARs.
Okay.
My AR, 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4. As fast as my finger is, though, like if I can move my finger as fast as I want, that's how fast the firearm will shoot. So when you see those videos of guys at the shooting range with ARs just unloading, you're like, a fully automatic rifle. No, that guy's finger is just really, really good.
So
he's just
in theory, you were saying what is the standard mag in an AR-15 again?
10 rounds.
10 rounds. And
10 rounds.
What's the max capacity of a pistol?
10
in the
rounds.
US. So ideally they're the same
in
thing.
California, 10 rounds, depending on the firearm. If it's a single stack, it's usually 8, right? 1911s are the old, 1911. 8. If you have a revolver, it's either 5 to 8, right? Depending on what type of revolver you have. Glocks, double stack, you can go all the way from 10 to 15 to 17. And then you go extended, which goes past the actual mag well. So where the bottom of the gun is, flush, extended is anything past that. Now you're getting into the range of 17, 33, 50, 100. Then you start getting into the high capacity, right?
Gotcha. So in theory, let me break it down like this real quick.
Yeah.
In theory, the only difference between someone entering a school with a semi-automatic pistol and a semi-automatic rifle is the caliber of the bullet.
Exactly. Yeah. You're going from a 22 caliber, right? Which is tiny little guy, 22 caliber. You can go 17 HMR, which is even tinier, like smaller. Gopher, right? You can go from a 22 all the way to a 308.
Moose.
Go for the moose. What you see. So you already know that. You already know the thought process, right?
Yeah.
So 22, little guy. 308, big guy. Pig, fucking elk, moose, whatever. Oh God, he's done.
That is on me this time, so I'm going to call it.
All right.
It was a nice talk about the gun control and stuff, but now
it's probably time to end that.
It's the time for the 15-minute buzz.
I'll get my timer ready.
All right. And you, my friend, since I beat you today, I don't feel as drunk either, which is weird. I think you're turning me into an alcoholic, Raps. But I don't feel as drunk. I'm like 90% drunker.
Dopey, to answer your question, the back of my head, that's alopecia. I didn't do anything.
Alopecia.
I guess God just gave that to me.
Alopecia,
it's a hair loss.
You're still looking at chat?
I looked over for a second.
I'm ignoring those motherfuckers right now.
I looked over for a second, and Dopey said, Raps, what did you do to the back of your head? And I just had to say it's alopecia. I didn't do anything. That's it's stress-induced alopecia. So I was really stressed out last year. I lost a patch of my beard and a patch of my head. Just from stress.
Feels bad. So your mustache got a little thinner too.
Yeah. Alopecia. Screw you over.
Nice.
I'm just knock on wood. I didn't lose my whole head of hair, my whole face. So
all right. So I called the 15-minute buzz.
15 minutes.
So you got any topic?
I have a topic for you because I need to know about this. Anything related to space, NASA, Mars, aliens, just out of space. I need to know about the other side. Whenever you're ready, you let me know.
In 15 minutes?
Well, whatever you can tell me. How about this? Space.
The great beyond.
Now.
Okay. 15-minute buzz has started. Okay. Let's get into this. How much do you know about space?
Not much. And looking into whatchamacallit? South Park, we might have a glass bubble around us. I don't know. I don't know. I know that it's really hard to get out there. We have to travel really, really fast from the ground to even break our atmosphere. I know that once you get out there, it's just thousands and millions of miles, light years away, right? I know that.
So we were, I was in Discord one night chatting, right? I was trying to get somebody to watch the space launch with me, right? Yep. And you've never seen that live. And That was the first time you ever seen a launch, right?
Yes, 100%. It's my first time.
First time ever. I want you to describe that for me, like your thoughts on basically how the procedure happened and how it looked when it was going up, essentially.
So real quick, Sniped texted out and said like, hey, NASA launches now. Does anyone want to join? And I can describe you it. I was laying in my bed with my wife. I couldn't really speak at the moment. So I just was like, hey, I'm going to watch it. So I watched it. I tuned in. My first time ever watching that. I never watched on the news, right? I was just such a squirrel brain. I watched everything else. I hopped in. I started watching NASA on Twitch, NASA live going, shooting off. I'm like, this is insane. I see these gauges, this gauge cluster. I see all these things. I see like the inside of the spaceship. I see the outside. I see the headquarters where all the people are looking. I'm like, my God, this is a real deal. Like we're actually going, like Apollo's coming now. And right, like in my head, that's all I can think of, like referencing is like Apollo. So I'm thinking like this is going to be insane. The thrusters or whatever are going, and you see this big cloud of smoke, and you see all these cameras, which I don't even know how they're even sticking on, traveling that fast. And boom, launch time. And I'm like, this is it. It shows inside the cab. It shows the people like a roller coaster you've never been on in your life. It shows the outside like a rocket you've never seen in your life. It shows the freaking, the command center where they're like, everyone's dead silent. Like you probably like legitimately could hear a pin drop because everyone's just like watching the big screen. And everything's leaving. And I wish I was in the call with Snipe to be like, Snipe, what the fuck's going on? I saw these gauge clusters. I didn't know what they were meaning. Altitude, everything was dropping. I'm like, what is going on? Where are they going? That's what I know. I saw that and it was mind-blowing and boggling to me.
And it's crazy because like all the different steps and transitions in a launch and you seeing that speed increasing. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. It's absolutely mind bending, but I just wanted to touch base on the launch, but we only got like 12 minutes left.
12 minutes and 15 seconds.
Okay. When it comes to space, we're going to start at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Which is of course the Big Bang.
Oh,
okay. So how much do you know, if anything, about the Big Bang theory?
Okay, all I have to say really quick is the Big Bang Theory, if I sit down and think about it too long, it absolutely fucks me up inside. Where I'm like, why is anything and everything even here? Why is there an anything, man? I don't understand the Big Bang because you're telling me everything was blacked out. There was nothing, not a thing in the world, and all of a sudden, now everything? I have a hard time.
See,
I don't understand it.
That's where the differences in science and religion come into play, right? Because in the Bible, over the course of 7 days, the world was created.
Okay.
Right. Scientists think that the Big Bang. So initially what happens is when something like in space, like for example, when a star collapses, right? It's I can't think of the name right now. What's the name? Somebody help me out here. Anybody?
In the chat, help. What happens when the star collapses?
I can't remember. But essentially what happens on the Big Bang, what they're saying is this implosion on itself blasts everything out. Okay. And for example, with the Earth and everything, so the heavier stuff falls to the middle. You know what I mean? And then there's just this core around it, and it's liquid, right? But you wonder why the core of the Earth is solid with some liquid around it, and why that is, still liquid, right? Yeah. It's because the pressure is so great that what normally would be a liquid can now be a solid. Because the pressure is so great that it compacts that, and that's actually what they use in rocket launches. So they have to keep this stuff pressurized in order for it to be a liquid. Okay. So it's like the reverse thing, right? So whereas normally it would be like a solid or a gas, for example, you pressurize that and it turns into a liquid, and that's what basically accelerates the rocket launch. But in the Big Bang theory, all this stuff just comes inside itself and then blows apart, and all these galaxies are formed from what they say. You know,
Okay.
and can you go that far back? Like it's light years and light years and light years and light years away. And
That's what I hear.
the telescopes and stuff that they came out with is absolutely ridiculous. So the James Webb telescope
Okay.
can see stuff that, you know, they haven't been able to see in a long time. And there's some planets out there that they're kind of interested in, because they see that, you know, possibly they could maintain life. So the thing
wait. There could possibly be another Earth out there.
Not another Earth in, like, from what we can see as of late, but I guess it would be easy to say like a refuge planet, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So essentially what they're looking at is the sun is not going to be here forever. It's a supernova. That's what the word I was thinking of.
Supernova.
So eventually the sun is going to explode. Okay.
Wait. What?
Yeah. The reason why the reason why the sun is here is because it's turning into a supernova. It's going to explode. That's why it's producing the amount of heat that it is. So, like, you ask yourself, is the sun going to be around forever? No, it's not. You know, and the way everything is perfectly transitioned, like we got the moon and the earth and the sun, and the way we you know, go around that every day, and you're driving down, you know, the I-95 and you're listening to Spice Girls, you know, and you're not thinking about that shit.
Yeah.
Bugs the hell out of me, man. Because every time, like, I go for a drive, so if I'm going for a 3-hour drive for work, I look around and I'm like, you know what's fucking crazy is this could be gone in an instant. And it's scary to think of it because it's true. They don't know when it's going to happen.
Right.
But at some point, the sun will die. Isn't that crazy?
Right. I mean, to hear it like that, yes. And the sun dying means that we evaporate, right? Because if the sun goes, we go.
So on a supernova, it's basically the sun will suck everything inside of itself and then explode outwards.
So,
right?
the Big Bang would theoretically be reversed.
True, which the sun could cause black holes, which are still like another topic we need to get into.
My God.
The thing that's crazy though is, like, the Earth from like years and years and years ago has tilted since then, right?
Right.
And what they're saying is, the Earth is actually kind of like slowing down, if that makes sense. So we're actually losing time in a sense. So like 24-hour days is, you know, it's still 24 hours, but technically it's like 23 hours, 59 minutes and, you know,
because we're slowing
milliseconds.
An Earth.
Because
like,
everything is adapting and changing. Like, it's absolutely mind blowing. And like, when we get into this episode, I'm going to have a whole bunch of stuff that's going to blow your mind. Right.
Bro, I need to talk about this now. I'm the type of guy that I need to know, man. It kills me. It kills me inside.
I get into this so much. So one of the main guys I listen to another podcast is Neil deGrasse Tyson. Have you ever heard of him?
No, never.
He's an astrophysicist, and he like goes through fucking chat. Fuck, goddamn it. But he goes through some like major shit that's kind of creepy and scary, right?
Right.
It's just like space is so vast, and if we ever get to the point where we can put this in your head, okay?
Okay.
Let's say we find a planet because our sun is dying and Earth is going to be no longer, and we found a planet that can sustain life, right? Even though it doesn't have the same gravity, doesn't have the same ozone layer, all that stuff. But we find a planet that could sustain life. And that's 200 light years away. Okay. You got that in your head?
Okay. Yeah.
So the world is ending as we know it. You get in a rocket ship. Our rocket ships in space cannot reach the speed of light. We're not there yet. So if we were to ever develop a rocket to go to the speed of light, that would take 200 years to get to that planet.
What?
Yeah. And that's what's crazy.
A light year is 200 years?
So when they say something is 200 light years away, that is the speed of light times that many years. Is how long it's going to take you to get there.
God.
So it's scary because if we lose any kind of substance that is keeping the world going every day the way it is, it's over for everybody. And I see it on your face. It's crazy. And then that's not even getting into meteors.
That's what she said.
God damn it.
So if a meteor fucking hits us.
Okay, so apparently with the dinosaurs, you know all this, right?
Yeah.
The meteor hits.
Meteors struck.
It, creates this vast destruction of the planet.
Right. Extinction, mass extinction, and now we are here.
So the crazy thing is this happens all the time, Matt.
Wait, what do you mean?
Meteors miss the Earth sometimes from the distance, half the distance of what the moon is. And they don't see it until it's half the distance of the moon. And they fly right by. Right? Sometimes they don't catch it.
Wait. You're telling me that sometimes meteors cross by our path before we can even it's happening so often that it's already done before we could even do anything about it?
100%. Do you have Google right now?
Yeah, I got Google.
Do Google up.
I don't want to.
Top 10 near miss asteroids. NASA actually has a website that divulges all the near misses that have happened over the course of the years, and it says actually what the distance is, what the size of the meteor is, what the speed that it's going at. Like,
oh my God.
It's absolutely mind-blowing.
They also can predict it in the future when the next near miss is going to be.
They can predict it to a certain extent. Everybody in chat, thank you for tuning in. We're doing a podcast right now, so I'm not really concentrating on chat. I wasn't expecting to go live, but we had an offline subtrain, so that's where we're at.
Crossland, I'm the same way. I love space talk. That's why I need him to do it. Oh, you're going to get flashbanged.
No, I don't have any of that on right now.
Okay, thank God. Okay, so I'm seeing this. So what you're saying, we have a minute and 30 seconds left. What you're saying is that there's meteors crossing by the Earth that could possibly lead to a dinosaur type era extinction.
I'm not
and
saying
it's happening a lot.
I'm not saying dinosaur extinction, but significance change to everything, because even if a minuscule meteor were to hit and land, like, you know what happened in Russia where the meteor came into the atmosphere and then burnt up before it even got anywhere close? Did you hear about that?
No.
Okay.
No.
So that happened years and years and years ago.
Okay.
If a meteor of substantial size were to impact the Earth, it's going to change life as we know it. It may not end the world like the dinosaurs where everything was, gone. But if it's a significant size of meteor, you have to think the repercussions of that. When a volcano goes off, there's ash in the atmosphere for months, years after that.
Yep.
With a meteor, think about that times nuclear bombs times 1,000. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It would block out sunlight, right? The world would be dark. It would be a scary, scary place. So
depending on where it hit, because if it hit near you, you'd be done. And then the rest of the world would be scary.
Yeah, if it landed on my house, of course, I'd be dead, and half of Canada would be gone. Like, that's crazy to think. And that's not even a big meteor. I think
done. It's done.
It's done. All right.
Wait.
I know we kept it going last time, but I'm dry.
Keep going. I mean, you're telling me that, like,
okay, well,
I just never think into space that much, man. Like, I accept it. I acknowledge it. I know it's there. I know what's happening in the world, but, like, I just don't think about it that often. And, like, dude, to think that we're worried about some dumb gun laws down here and some war over some oil and all this bullshit, it's like, bro, we have bigger fish to fry. Straight up.
I mean, yeah, like, bro, we're not going to see it in our lifetime, but the sun's not going to be here forever. It's not. And eventually they're going to have to find an outreach to some other source of life. And it's crazy to think, but it could be thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years down the road. But mankind, as we know it on Earth, is not going to be forever. It's not a forever thing.
Do you think it's within our lifetime?
No. Do I think it's within my kid's lifetime?
Do you know, though?
No, because I know, like, there's scientists that, study this stuff, and they can see, like, where the sun is at in its cycle. And they're saying, it's millions of years before,
they think millions, though. They think millions.
They think. But,
I feel like I'm under, like, knowledge. I don't think I have enough knowledge in this. And I feel like I have been wasting time worrying about stupid shit, dude. Like, there's so much, like, this is cool to me, man, and it should be cool to so much other people because it's like, it's history, right? And, like, as we know it, history has always repeated itself with war, with life, with crisis, with everything. And, like, we should honestly look back into, like, all these things carved into stone, bro, around the world have the same images.
Oh, so you're getting deeper.
It's literally, like, if you think about the freaking, like, it is, dude, it's eminent that history repeats itself, bro. And we watch the ancient freaking alien show or whatever, where they talk about, like, all these different, like, artifacts across the world that have been marked. And, like, this one's been marked, I'm just going to say this, don't quote me, but, like, this one's been marked, like, 1,000 years ago. And this one's 2,000 years ago. And this one's 100,000 years ago. And these people all documented on stone. The only thing that can last, because, like, right now we're on a technology basis, right? So, like, if we crash and burn today, our ancestors will never remember us because we're on a database.
You know why?
I'm on Twitch. No one's gonna find a Twitch hard drive because it's gone. It's metal. It's
writes
compost. It's compost.
Anything down.
Never. Because we're too worried about Twitter and YouTube and TikTok, and we're too worried about all these things that are distractions. And it's like, to me, it's like, bro, things in the world are always going to repeat themselves. And, like, if it's been written down in history for all these years, watching that show with my wife, laying in bed, both of us like this. Huh? You see this? I see this. Huh? Like this, like, dude, like, it's like they're uncovering some things that are absolutely insane. And it's, bro, what you just told me blows my mind more because I just don't look into it enough, man. I don't.
So, like, space and what you're getting into is lost civilizations and, all the stuff that we know,
civilization, yes.
and pyramids and the writings on these stones and everything. The craziest thing, and it ties into everything. Okay, and I'm gonna wrap this up here. We're gonna get this kind of ended up here.
Okay.
We'll touch base with this on episode 4 a little bit, but
yes,
all of the lost.
We're starting episode 4 with this.
Yes, on Lost episode, on Lost, like the TV show. No, I'm just kidding. That's not even a good TV show. Don't watch it.
Okay, go.
Lost civilizations, with their writings on their walls and everything like that,
yes,
only had one way to divulge the knowledge that they had to make all these drawings and all these, you know, thoughts and premonitions about what's going to happen to their civilizations and stuff like that, like the causing of the ending of their lifetime and into a new era of somebody else's, right? And they write these on the stones and everything like that, and the only thing that they can look at is up.
Yep. That's it.
So they see space way different than we see it today.
Yeah. True.
So let's just,
I mean, dude, that is like, it hurts my brain, bro. It's true though. Like they saw it. Like, and also, like, this is told, dude, you blew my mind because this is an episode we could talk about for 3 freaking hours.
yeah, we could.
But like, dude, they saw space and how everything lined up perfectly. Like everyone, bro, like ancient civilization, they knew, man. They studied space better than we did. And like they focused on the future where we're focusing on like natural resources and like,
or how many likes you get on a video. It's sickening.
And I can say that and I'm honestly in that boat where I got 30,000 views twice on TikTok and I'm like, I'm blowing up, boys. But like, what about the future? What about what's going on right now?
But yeah, what about it? And you know,
And we're not
hands
thinking about
down, amen to you. Like, you know, you've been killing it with what the world is today. But you know, people don't think about the future. Like when I'm driving, that's all I look up and I'm a space nerd though, right? Not many people are a space nerd, but I'm like, you look up and you realize how small you actually are. It's crazy how little each individual single person, one of us, how small we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you're not into space, like to find out where we came from, like it doesn't make sense. The Big Bang Theory doesn't make sense to me.
No.
At all. I believe
I'm the same way where like, dude, it hurts me inside to sit down. Dude, it literally messes with, I'm sorry to cuss, but it fucks with my mind to sit down and think, you're telling me that before all of this, there was nothing. Why is there something now? You're telling me there was not one thing in the world, and all of a sudden, Big Bang, boop, all this stuff. You're telling me before everything was black strained, done. You can't see me, I can't see it. Then all of a sudden, there's all of us. Wait, what? What do you mean? Why?
It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't.
Why am I here? And then then the rabbit hole just keeps going, bro. And the hole just keeps getting deeper and deeper. And I'm like, I get pissed. I get mad. I'm like, why am I here? Why is Sniped here? Why are all these people in our community here? Why is everything possible? Why? How?
Because of a Big Bang.
But what is the Big Bang? Why? What is this?
I think we wrap it up here. And
I think we need to have some serious consultations.
I think we wrap it up here. We talk about this in the next episode a little bit.
Yes.
And
yes.
My head's a little woo from the wine.
Yeah. Get yourself some Raps Got Your Back on ice today.
And I'm gonna end it all with a little bit of Jack, because it wouldn't be a podcast without some Jack Daniels.
Yeah. One sip to go, chat. One sip to go, chat. Chat, you guys are freaking crazy. Maybe this is a new thing. I don't know.
All right. Well, it was fun.
It was a great time, man. It's always a blast. It's fun. Episode 3 in the books, baby. I mean,
we discussed a lot.
I mean, I feel like the way me and you are, we go so far off track. It's amazing. I think we have a unique podcast because we start like this, like pen and paper. We're going to do this. We're going to go here. All of that gets erased and we go boop, 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 way over here, way over there. And then we collide here and then we're like, we're done. That's just me though. That's my squirrel brain, but that's how I feel.
I think the best part about our podcast, Matt, is it's not planned. It's not planned out. We don't rehearse anything because fuck that shit. Nobody's got time for that anyways.
I don't know why I did that. Intrusive thought. Take it out.
Here comes the wine giggles. Here comes the wine giggles. But no, I love you. I can talk to you.
No, I love you, man. This is amazing.
It's so easy to talk to you.
When you speak to me, it's only knowledge. Like I feel like when you speak to me, I'm listening to like a greater being, a greater power, bro. I'm like, I love talking to you, man. It's always fun.
And I love it too. And I appreciate everybody tuning in, listening, watching us live, do this stuff. You know, hijacking
an audience.
Hijacking the podcast and literally giving me an offline subtrain, which is absolutely crazy.
I do believe that might be the first one in Twitch history, by the way.
It could be.
By the way.
I appreciate everybody. I appreciate you, everybody that we talk to. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm looking forward to next Friday already. Like I want to be there.
Is it already here? Is it happening?
Should we just do it? Double feature?
Double feature. Next bottle. I'll go get it. I'll go get that next bottle.
I have 9 bottles in my fridge.
So we fulminate more tonight?
No, we should wrap it up. But I'm probably gonna keep the stream going if you want to play some Apex.
Yeah, I'm down. Chat. If you guys are down for anything, I'm down to play. I mean, fuck it. We're already here.
All right. Well, let's wrap up this. I am Jamie,
and I'm Matt,
and this was M&J Today. Thank you for tuning in.
Episode 3.
Episode 3. God.
I love you guys. Thank you. This is amazing.
All right.
Episode 3 down the drain. I'm fucking mind blown. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do the rest of the night?
Okay.
I'm gonna fucking go.